Okay, now how can I work to try to solve some of the problems that I've raised? I'll deal with this in particular with respect to ethics, the things I talked about last week. Last week I presented Andrew Chesterton's 4 paradigms for ethics. And I want you to consider if that's what we should be doing. One was about representation. Now, I don't think it's particularly ethical to propagate illusions, but that's what that paradigm is arguing. The other was service. You are loyal to your clients and your readers. I don't think it is particularly ethical to be loyal to tyrants or bad people. The other is to complain about a lack of understanding or to seek understanding. I don't think there is any entire understanding, but I don't think it's enough just to complain about it. A culture of complaint is not a solution either. But there is, I think, a solution beyond all of those previous paradigms to the problem of ethics. And I'll give it to you really quickly. It comes from the basic theory used around us here in government studies, in international negotiation theory. It's been a part of capitalist theory since Adam Smith. And it's this very simple theory of cooperation. And it says simply this, that when we cooperate in anything we do, there are benefits for me and benefits for you. And there's ethical cooperation when everybody benefits. In fact, ethical communication when everybody benefits. That's all we have to know. Think of examples. I usually give examples of getting the rubbish collected from your house. And it's cheaper to get it collected from you and your neighbors' houses together, so you talk and organize this together. Okay, and it works because it's cheaper for you to do that than to have it done individually. That's why we communicate. Cooperation. It's not a zero-sum game. If I win, you lose. It's no. Now, if I can get that, that's an established ethics, it's an established field of inquiry in negotiation theory and in economics, and applied to translation, why not? That's done. It's not being said by any of those previous paradigms. I'm going to go a bit further, though, and say, I'll use that theory of cooperation, and I'm going to try to see how that applies to cross-cultural communication. Cooperation is why we talk. Why do we talk so much? We want to get on with each other. We want to help each other. And if we shout at each other, it's because we have to sort out the people with whom we can cooperate. Okay? So that's why we also have aggressive communication. We are looking for the partners with whom we can cooperate. I can also explain war, you see. War is a way of looking for partners with whom you can cooperate. Like killing all the other ones. Okay, but communication has this double-bind situation. Right? If that's the thing we're looking for, is it attacked by indeterminacy? No, because everybody decides for themselves if this relationship, this communication is beneficial. If it is, they'll keep going. If it isn't, they go and talk with somebody else. There's no assumption of understanding, of complete agreement, of meaning being transferred or messages or anything like that. It's just people achieving benefits from an interaction. And each person decides for themselves what is beneficial. Very, very simple theory that is entirely compatible with the illusion of equivalence and with indeterminism. Very good solution. That's all communication. Then I ask, cross-cultural communication is a particular kind of communication. Why? Because, well, why? Because we have fewer shared references, therefore we have fewer bases for trust. We trust people in our own culture more than we trust people in other cultures, and therefore there is greater risk. Firstly, the actual act of communication takes more effort, so the more effort you invest in communication, the smaller the range of beneficial outcomes. Okay? Benefit has to be above what you invest in the communicative act. And the greater the risk that the other person will betray you. Okay? Objective. We have fewer experience to share, and therefore less basis for belief in their future actions. So I find there's greater risk. And then if I go down to the fact of mediated cross-cultural communication, where there are 3 people involved, I find the risk even greater, the risk of non-cooperation, the risk of betrayal even greater. Remember the chicken and egg story I told you last week. Okay? Translators will not be, intermediaries will not be trusted. So what I find when I go from general communication, chatting at the bus stop, down to mediated cross-cultural communication, which includes translation and interpreting, is greater risk. Greater risk of cooperation not working. Greater risk of people being betrayed. Greater risk of people not getting benefits out of the communicative act. And so I've been working in cooperation theory and risk management theory. And that's my paradigm. Okay, that's why I'm working there. I mentioned this just to indicate that I presented, I don't know how many paradigms, 5 perhaps? Equivalence, scopus, description, localization, 4. Indeterminacy, 5. I presented 5, okay? But it doesn't mean that you or I have to belong to any one of them. I think what you've got to do is go out and see problems, try to think of ways to solve them, see what's been done in translation, but also look around at the other disciplines that work on similar things and bring in solutions and paradigms from there. That's what I've been doing with my particular work at the moment. I might change in 1 or 2 years with a different set of ideas. I'm quite open to that. I don't think you live and die in any particular paradigm, and I don't think you should too. I just wanted to open your eyes to some of the alternatives that are available there. There are more alternatives. The whole area of Asian theory I haven't entered because I don't know enough about it, but I'm sure you are able to explore for your own.